Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this channel. There's a video currently going around by a country singer named Oliver Anthony. It's a song that's generated quite a bit of attention called Men North of Richmond. The song represents a message of pain from the working class of this country. People who are struggling to make ends meet, people who are struggling with life in modern times. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this music video, and I'm going to keep those until the end because I've learned over time that it's not good to interrupt art while it's taking place. So stick around to hear those thoughts. But for now, let's just listen to this song and understand where people are coming from in this country.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
You know, to this point, I've been doing a lot of reaction videos focusing on the kinds of debates that are taking place between the right and the left. Many of these debates are, in my view, not very productive, partly because we're talking past one another. We haven't accurately spoken to the pain that exists on both sides. Figuring out how to eradicate these divisions is fundamental for addressing the problems and the pain that are highlighted in this video. It's a damn shame what the world has gotten to for people like me and people like you. You might have suspected that I'm not working class. Maybe the wallpaper gives it away. And so I won't pretend to have gone through all the shit that many people with whom this video resonates have actually experienced. Because besides conversations and brief little interactions, I have the luxury of escaping this. But I can at least see that it is a damn shame what the world's gotten to. The all-important question is, what can be done about it? It's certainly easy to point to a lot of problems. People selling their soul, working all day. Lord, we got folks in the street with ain't nothing to eat. And yeah, no matter what we do, nothing is actually going to solve all of the problems. I think we recognize that. But at the very least, there is more that can be done. Gestalt as a brand is about recognizing where we are right now, and it primarily comes down to the intersection of the following three topics. 1. Therapy, to address the crippling mental health epidemic that is plaguing us right now. 2. Universal basic income, to address the resource scarcity that prevents people from seeking out the treatment they need. 3. Psychedelics, to reconnect ourselves with our origin, perhaps to even reinvigorate a connection with the spiritual world, to revitalize that lost sense of purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to figure out a way to compensate people to receive psychedelic-assisted therapy. That's the plan. Now, right off the bat, I know certain people will inevitably say that this could never work. How could we possibly pay for something like this? You're just another crazy, overly idealistic liberal who comes up with completely impractical, economically unviable ways of addressing social issues. Paying people to receive therapy? Why would we do that? To this, I respond with a criticism that's often levied against something like universal basic income as a way of addressing poverty. The criticism is that you can't pay people for no reason. They'll just sit around and do nothing. You haven't addressed the feeling of isolation and hopelessness that people feel on a regular basis. And to that, I say, I agree. Paying people for no reason is just as bad as giving people bullshit pay for a task well done. Because in doing so, we fail to fill the vacuum of purpose with a positive vision. The truth is, payment, compensation, must pair with purpose. Psychedelic-assisted therapy, as well as other kinds of therapy, for those who don't want to venture that route, is the purpose. Normally, we pay people to go to work. We pay people to go to work because it's something worth rewarding. Well, let me tell you, therapy is hard work, especially the kind I'm talking about. I know therapy tends to get a lot of crap from right-wing individuals. Oh, you're just talking about your feelings. All psychologists are left-wing ideologues. I get it. A lot of what's peddled in universities within the domain of psychology is one-sided, to say the least. But the kind of therapy that I am talking about is one that can leave a long-lasting psychological benefit for those who make the effort. We're not just talking about some vague, abstract potential benefit from your productivity and its contribution to the economy. We're talking about something real that exists for you and your life and your family. And when combined with all of the other efforts from people within your immediate surrounding, it completely transforms communities. This is an effort worth compensating, not because it's economically attached to some productive output, but because it is the single most powerful way we can invest back into our people. Why psychedelics? So often we talk about this rampant decline in purpose throughout the culture, how people are really struggling. I have a good friend who goes to university, really good looking guy, in great shape, isn't dealing with all of this balding hair like I am. And he tells me how all of the people on his campus are depressed. They're all on some kind of antidepressant. They're generally filled with anxiety. This is what this society is doing to people, especially young people. And that's only going to continue. Unfortunately, when the right talks about these issues of purpose plaguing the country, they tend to conjure visions of reviving religion, religious community, without the recognition that that solution is not going to appeal to everyone right now. And yet there are so many, certainly within the religiously disenfranchised, who need the kind of spiritual connection. They need to be filled with that renewed conception of purpose. And so, for many who currently do not believe, they need to see the evidence. To those who request evidence for that which normally cannot be seen, I propose we deliver. The psychedelic experience is about offering people an opportunity to consider the world around them through new eyes. When paired with an economic incentive in a well-designed therapeutic setting, this could be the greatest catalyst to creativity in human history. And it might just bring with it a cultural humility that prizes the sacredness of mind and experience to an equal footing with productivity and materialism. Now I realize this proposal will surely invoke virulent cries of socialism, or at least of immense skepticism from conservative types who uphold the ideals of capitalism and its mutually assured benefit. I want to assure those skeptics that this plan is in no way intended to flush out capitalism. Rather, I'm looking to shift our thinking of capitalism. Because what happens when lost in our model for economically viable capitalism are the hundreds of billions of dollars spent each year on substance abuse, or the tens of billions of dollars spent on incarceration, or the tens of billions of dollars spent taking care of a sick population bred by sedentary lifestyle incentives, the hundreds of billions of dollars we spend on an education system that flat out doesn't work. Where there is a sole focus on grind and ruthless productivity, there is complete ignorance about the cost of that productivity. If that's the form of capitalism we've been embracing, I would say that model might need some tinkering. If you're still with me, you're probably intrigued, but understandably not fully convinced. You want to see how this would work. Maybe you want to understand the numbers of how a plan like this, if implemented well, and boy, is that a big if, would not actually cost as much money as it would save. I will be sharing these numbers. The economic viability of a universal basic income plus psychedelic-assisted therapy program. In committing to such a massive undertaking, I realized no matter how many variables I deconstruct or how thoroughly I support my position on one front, I'm gonna overlook many others. Which is where I request the help of an honest community, a group of viewers across the political spectrum. I don't care who you are, right, left, it just does not matter to me at all, who will call me out on the areas where I fail to follow through or persuade. Among the variables I will be breaking down will be our exorbitant losses as a result of drug abuse, our increasing costs in certain regions as a result of propagating homelessness, our economically inefficient system of locking away prisoners without any hope of rehabilitation, and many more. With such a multivariate equation, both economically and in terms of intangible well-being, there's almost too much to account for. But like any movement, we're gonna try. Lastly, I want to make it clear that I personally do not believe this is a job for government. I think this is a job for the private efforts of individuals in this nation and beyond. We have created a very wealthy society in many ways. To many, this vast wealth obtained should leave no reason for resource scarcity. It shouldn't leave any reason for crippling anxiety afflicting people. It should leave no reason for some to have so much while others have nothing. And yet dynamics of redistribution will be debated endlessly. Should we raise the marginal tax rate on those earning over a certain threshold? Should we implement tax-subsidized welfare programs that determine eligibility based on needs testing? Should corporations be taxed more than ordinary citizens? And how should such value be extracted? These are questions that researchers, scientists spend years studying without coming to a conclusive conclusion. But lost in all of this squabbling, the bickering between two sides that will never agree, is a vision that many political temperaments can get behind. To me, one of the most exciting elements of this proposal is that the benefits of psychedelic-assisted therapy do not discriminate on the basis of political affiliation or life experience. Whether you are a liberal nurse who witnessed the impact of COVID in hospitals, or a conservative military veteran who has witnessed your fellow man blown to pieces, you are not beyond healing. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground because all this country does is keep on kicking them down. I hope the very act of placing an incentive behind something so revitalizing to the human spirit can make a difference in how we prioritize humanity in the years to come. But for now, thank you for listening, and please know that we're just getting started.